Hey guys, I want to be upgrading my suspension on my truck finally. No more blown out rear suspension. What I got here is a Dobinsons MRR kit. Full suspension, got the fronts, the rears, the upper control arms. It is going to be a process to get this installed. I'm going to take you guys with me. I'm going to show you all that I can, as best as I can. It's going to be rough. Let's hop into this. This is the full rear suspension setup here. Getting ready to throw it on. I'm going to do the rear first and then do the front. See how it looks. Wish me luck. I'll be filming the process as best I can here. Almost got the suspension in the back done, and then the storm started coming in. Basically a tornado watch warning. The tent's set up. No back wheels on the truck. I guess that you can control a lot of things in the world, but you can't control the weather. Hopefully the tent stays on there and it doesn't knock the truck down. Hey guys, so it's the next day. Good news is there was no tornado last night and the truck did not fall off the wood blocks. So we're gonna go ahead and continue the install. All right, we got the leaf pack installed, the shock installed here. Next, we're gonna mount up the reservoir. Gonna drill some holes in the frame right about there and mount that up. Almost down on the back. What do you think about this install? You having fun?
All in all, it's pretty self-explanatory install. Dobinson sent us more than enough equipment to get it all mounted up. Yeah, it's not bad. Passenger side rear's done. We did have to tweak the e-brake. We had to tweak that a little bit to get that to fit. But all in all, it's in there loose, so keep an eye on that when you do your install. Now keep in mind, guys, as you look across the truck, that's what Dobinson sent Mr. Modern Day Viking here. And this is what it came with factory. We did this out of leaf last season thinking that it was going to keep up with all the weight that he had. Complete failure. So that's why I got a hold of Dobinsons, and that's what they sent us.
A lot beefier, huh? A lot beefier. So the stock is a 4-leaf pack. We did an add a leaf, so it's a 5. And on that side, it's an 8.
7?
A 7? A 7-leaf pack on that side. Driver's side is now done. That's where we mounted the reservoir there. Looking pretty good. Fun fact, when you're doing your suspension, do not torque those bolts down for the shackle on the leaf spring till after the suspension's sitting with the wheels on and it's all sitting, holding the weight of the truck. Let everything settle and then torque those down. We just finished up with the rear end, looking really good. I'm able to walk underneath of the tent now. So it's actually like a 3-inch lift in the back over stock, but with how saggy my setup was, with how much weight I have, it's more of a 5-inch lift over where it was before I put this on. So I got a lot of ground clearance from my hitch now. I was hitting it off basically everything when I was off-roading, so it was a big headache. Gonna tackle the front tomorrow. Pretty awesome, right? Look at this. It is so pretty. All right, next up is going to be to get the front on. We got the front new control arms here. Big old boys. Then the Dobinsons. Gonna be a nice install. Probably the biggest headache of this is gonna be to take all my skid plates off. I'm gonna break this into a different video, but this is the front needle bearing that goes into the front differential. I'm gonna swap it out too while I have it to do a clamshell, so it gets rid of any vibration I have in the front end if that needle bearing's bad.
Pretty big day here in Modern Day Viking land for Trent. Dobinson's lift going on the front. We did the rear yesterday. It was fun. And yeah, shout out to Dobinsons. Pretty nice equipment. Fail safe, right hand side, written right on it. Can't mess it up.
First step's done. Got the sway bar off. Now they send an extender for the sway bar mount. I'm thinking about just leaving it off on my rig and adjusting the suspension to make it a little bit stiffer in the rear or in the front if I have too much body roll. So no more sway bar. Hey guys, what I have right here is a clamshell bushing. It replaces the needle bearing that's in the front diff of the Tacoma. If you're not aware, they go bad even on stock Tacomas, but it gets even worse if you have any kind of lift on your truck. You get a little bit of vibration in the front end. I'm in the middle of doing the suspension on my truck right now, so I already have the front end tore apart. I figured let's go ahead and do this now so it doesn't break later.
Now getting to this point of the clamshell install was tedious, but we ended up getting in there at the angle and then putting a punch on it and tapping it the rest of the way through, so it worked out. And this is where we're at. Now, all we got to do is put the plate on there and it should come right out.
We got the new bushing in, axle back in. Now we're going to be taking out the control arm here in the front. It's going to be a pain in the ass. So to explain this kind of messed up situation here, to get the control arm out, the bolt's super long. It goes out this way. This is in the way. So I vice gripped it and bent it out towards me to get the bolt to go out through. But there's some wires that we got to unbolt to get the bolt to slide the whole way out. I don't know if this is the right way to do it, but it works. That's how I'm doing it. Here's what it is. Stock upper control arm is now removed. Bent that back a good bit. Looking good. Got the reservoir mounted up right there. Everything's looking pretty good. Almost ready to button this side up. What do you think, Dad? How's the install going?
Pretty nice. A couple things here. Trent's been in contact with Dobinsons about how to run this hose. They want you to run it exactly how that's done right there. Up inside the A-arm, up top, and then around and over outside the A-arm. I like it. It looks pretty good.
How are we doing today, Dad? We are day 3 on a 4-hour install here. How are we doing?
Well, we're getting there. Listen, the clamshell bushing did get us a little thrown off. We had to drive 20 miles away to get a 35mm socket that cost $20. And, you know, it wasn't a snap-on. Nobody can afford snap-on. If you say you can afford snap-on, you're a liar. But we're getting there. We're getting there.
So I wanted to show you this while we're in here. So we did the AC mod the other day where you just extend that AC line so it's not dripping right on the frame. Get an elbow, some hose clamps. That's the original hose right there. Get the elbow, put it in, angle it down, and it'll drop out right down there. So it's no longer dropping into your frame. I just made that really dark, didn't I? Same thing as the other side. To remove the control arm bolt, I'm gonna have to bend this out towards me to be able to fit the bolt up through. I got this little guy right here. I'm gonna clamp it on there and pull it and bend it. That's what it looks like when you bend the fender wall back a little bit to get that nut out for the control arm, or that bolt out for the control arm, I guess. But that wasn't enough. If you get under there, it's doubled up right there and I couldn't bend it. So what we had to do, took the grinder to it and made it flat right there on the edge, and that gave us enough room to slide it out. Toyota, good design. I like it.
Definitely wasn't coming out on its own, Toyota. Definitely wasn't coming out on its own.
All right, guys, we got it all installed there. I'm gonna wait to put the bump stop in till we get everything, get the wheels on. We're gonna check the sag, get everything dialed up here once the wheels are on. Just gotta tighten up the control arm there because you're not supposed to tighten that up, I guess, until you have some weight on the wheels. Yeah, we're at the last part here. It's looking fantastic. Suspension is on the truck. Just got the alignment done. Now it's time to go for a little bit of a test drive. Test out how this feels and kind of dial it in. Let's hop into that. So this is just main road travel, and I was curious to see how the truck felt doing about 45, 50 with no sway bar on it. And I wanted to make sure the suspension was dialed to compensate for that kind of speed. So what I have here is I have the low speed setting on 5, and then I have the high speed setting on 2. And I'm really liking how that feels. And with no sway bar on this, I thought there would be a lot of body roll. So fresh out of the box, the suspension did pretty good, but with no sway bar, there was a good bit of body roll, what I expected that. So I have the low speed on 5 right now, which is about halfway, and that handles body roll basically, from what I could read from the Dobinsons sheet there. And I'm blown away about how this truck feels with no sway bar. Now, originally, fresh out of the box, I had no sway bar on this. There was a good bit of body roll, and I expected that with no sway bar. And I was wanting to see if I even wanted to run it with or without the sway bar. I adjusted the low speed up there to handle the body roll, and now, I mean, I can barely tell I don't have a sway bar on there for road testing. I am very impressed with this. I am very impressed so far with the tunability. Originally, when I bought these, I was on the fence because, I don't know, this is my first pair of adjustable shocks, so I didn't really know if the adjustability would really make that much of a difference. Thought maybe it was just a marketing thing. You know, some suspension, like on a mountain bike, you can adjust it a little bit, but it doesn't do too much. This is crazy. Each dial, each little click, you go for a test drive, you click it, you can really feel it doing something, and you can really dial it in, and I'm very happy with how this is feeling for on-road and off-road right now. As an overlander and living out of this truck, I do a lot of normal road driving like this, and then I hit the dirt road, hit the Forest Service road. I'm able to dial that in exactly how I want for the weight I have on the truck. I'm blown away so far, guys. I can't express to you how happy I am that I can dial this truck in, and it's a blast to drive again. It was not fun before. This is awesome. So far though, I am super impressed with the Dobinsons. I mean, right out of the box, they felt great, but with me not having my front bumper on and having the strongest springs in the front, I wanted to kind of adjust everything to kind of compensate for that, especially not having a sway bar. I didn't want it to be super stiff up front. So I think I'm really dialing in. I'm just kind of driving around some back roads, some main roads, and just kind of feeling the truck and seeing what I can do to adjust it, because there's a lot of settings on these, and I honestly don't know what I'm doing. I want to give you guys another example. This is a high-speed test. I'm going to slow down here, but I'm doing about 60 on this back road. This suspension's amazing. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think about this suspension. I wish I could have did a full step-by-step how to install this, but it's just too difficult doing it out here in the yard and being able to record everything. I hope I made it entertaining for you guys of how the suspension went on the truck. It was pretty challenging, but it was a good time. A big shout out to Dobinson for sending this suspension out to me, giving me a nice discount that made a big deal. It wasn't the reason why I went with Dobinson. I've been looking at this kit for a while. They were just nice enough to give me a pretty nice discount because I'm an influencer. So thank you guys. I'm more than happy with the suspension and you guys as a company. I had a question and I called them up. The guy picked up first ring as soon as I called him and was right there to answer my question during the install. I love when companies pick up the phone right away and have great customer service, and my experience with Dobinson was amazing. I had about a 30 thread email chain going between those guys when I was setting up the suspension. They really helped me pick out the kit that was perfect for my truck, and then they picked up the phone as soon as I had a question halfway through the install. So honestly, awesome guys. You're a fantastic company. I love you. Please hit a like button, hit that subscribe button. It means a ton to me. We're on a road to 10,000 subscribers. We're almost there. I think we're almost there. Last time I looked, I mean, we're like maybe right there. Not really, but we're getting there. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you in the next one. Check this video out right here. It's pretty good. I'll see you later.